Guys, I know I'm crazy, but I just have to play this game. This is the Ouija necklace I got when I went to my screening for Ouija. So, I'm gonna try it. Ouija, am I ever going to be a Ouija board? Yes or no? Oh shit! Yeah, I'm not messing with that shit again. Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude and I'm here to review the movie Ouija. Ouija is about this blonde girl who has been playing with this board game ever since she was a little girl. Something happens and it involves her dying, so her friends grieve over her, and so in order to somehow communicate with her, they use this Ouija board. Because of the fact that they keep playing with this Ouija board, it takes them into some weird turns. So going into Ouija, I honestly didn't have really any expectations for this movie. All I've been really aware about of this movie is just really the poster. I basically came into this movie blind. A lot of people hated this movie, but I still went into this movie really with an open mind. And honestly, I don't think Ouija is as bad as people say it is, but with that being said, it's not a very good movie either. It's just a mediocre horror movie. Ouija, in my mind, does not come across as one of the worst horror movies ever made, but it's definitely not a good movie, and I can understand why it does have a lot of hate. But with that being said, I do have some good to this movie. So one thing for sure is that I do think the concept of a Ouija board is interesting. Any scene that involved the kids with the Ouija board, it actually had me pretty interested. Also, the acting is average, but I do like the main girl though. I think the main girl is the most likable character. She's the character I actually cared about the most out of all the characters in the movie, and I honestly did root for her. I thought she was honestly the best character and the best actress in the whole movie. I also gotta straight up say this, and a lot of people don't really give Ouija credit for at least, but I do think Ouija is actually one of the best looking horror movies I've seen. This movie looks beautiful. I was always highly engrossed by the cinematography because the cinematography looks so gorgeous and it was lit so well. Whoever was the cinematographer for Ouija, great job. I also will admit that there were a few scares that I thought were handled well. I didn't jump out of my seat or anything like that, but there were a few times where I'm like, hey, that was actually pretty cool right there, how they handled that. The director did a lot of these like wide shots that would pan around, and I just thought it was really cool. I also do appreciate that this film isn't jump scare after jump scare after jump scare. And don't get me wrong, there are jump scares here and there, but the movie isn't like compared to other horror movies like Annabelle, for example. Now let's get to the problems I had with Ouija. My problems with this movie is that the storyline, while it had some interesting moments involving the Ouija board, the storyline was very forgettable. It didn't feel very organized, and it was all over the place with the whole Ouija board thing, especially once it went to the last final 15 minutes of the movie. Lynn Shay, she's a good actress, but here in this movie, I thought she was just okay. She appears in a couple of moments in the movie, and what her character turned out to be was predictable. Like I did say, the movie doesn't have too many jump scares, thank goodness, but whenever it does focus on a jump scare, I didn't think it was handled very well. The jump scares themselves just came off as more cheesy rather than just being, you know, scary. As I just said, the climax gets so convoluted. The movie as it is already is convoluted enough, but once it reaches to the climax of the movie, that's when things get really all over the place. How it just ends, it just felt really lame, really lazy, and you already got a huge predictable vibe on where the film is going. It does get too predictable for its own good. You could see a lot of the twists and turns already coming along the way. The movie doesn't doesn't know if it's about a Ouija board or if it's about friends grieving over the death of their friend. Overall, Ouija isn't as bad as the reviews make it out to be, but it's not a good movie either, and I can understand why it does have the bad reviews. Ouija is just a mediocre and very forgettable movie. I give it 2 out of 4 stars. I think that's a fair rating. It was okay to me. So yeah, 2 out of 4 stars for a horror movie about a Ouija board. I am 22 Tiger Dude. Don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power!